too late that they had crossed a line they should never have crossed. In the end, only silence remained, the whispers fading into the void. The mansion, once again, stood empty, its secrets buried deep within its walls. The friends who had dared to explore the forbidden had paid the ultimate price, their fates lost to the shadows. The haunted theater. Years later, a group of curious teenagers sneaked into the abandoned theater. They wandered to the dusty corridors, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. As they reached the stage, they heard a soft, mournful voice echoing through the empty auditorium. It was Eliza, calling out for her lost love. The air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to move on their own. One of the teenagers, a brave but foolish boy named Mark, stepped onto the stage. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and a cold hand grasped his ankle. He fell backward, his flashlight rolling away. When his friends finally found him, he was pale and trembling, unable to speak. He died a few days later, his eyes wide with terror, and the doctor could find no cause of death. The theater's haunting didn't stop with Mark. Over the decades, countless people reported strange occurrences. Stagehands who tried to restore the theater spoke of seeing shadowy figures in the wings, always just out of sight. Actors who performed in the few brave attempts to stage new plays claimed to feel cold breath on their necks and hear whispers in their ears. One director, determined to prove the theater was safe, locked himself in overnight. He was found the next morning, huddled in a corner, his face etched with fear. He refused to speak of what he had seen, and he never directed another play. But the most chilling story came from a retired janitor who had worked at the theater for over 30 years. He spoke of a night when he was cleaning the auditorium and saw a figure standing at the edge of the stage. It was a woman in a tattered dress, her face pale and her eyes hollow. She reached out to him, and he felt an icy chill run through his body. He ran from the theater, never to return. When he showed the others a photograph he had taken, they saw only an empty stage. But in the corner, barely visible, was the outline of a woman's face, staring back at them with a look of unspeakable sorrow. The Grand Theater remains closed to this day, its doors locked and its windows boarded up. But those who dare to walk by late at night can still hear the faint sounds of a ghostly performance. The creaking of the old wooden floorboards, the whisper of forgotten tragedy, and the mournful voice of Eliza, forever trapped in her final act. The haunted theater is a reminder that some stories are never meant to end, and some spirits are never meant to rest.